Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Monday, July 14th. The South Texas Conservative Conference was held at the Holiday Inn near Corpus Christi International Airport this past Saturday. Spencer Chioc has more details.
Conservative office holders and supporters got together on Saturday to discuss a wide variety of issues, celebrate 2024 election victories, and look ahead to 2026. The conference hosted Corpus Christi area state representatives Denise Villalobos and Todd Hunter, State Senator Adam Hinojosa, and U.S. Congressman Michael Cloud. Villalobos discussed a wide range of topics she worked on in the Texas House this past spring, including issues involving tougher laws on child trafficking, gun laws, and foster care. The freshman state rep also discussed what those first few weeks in Austin were like.
Man, it was extremely eye-opening. In Texas, districts are set up to where the majority of them lean towards a certain party. So you can have a district that's like 80% Republican, 70% Democrat. So when people won their primaries, they knew they were going to be the representative. So they won in March. They had a 9-month lead time till they're sworn in. I didn't have that luxury. I'm a general election candidate. I'm one of the very few swing districts. And so I won in November, and I had from November 6th, I think, all the way to January 14th. That's how much time I had to prepare, talk to everyone, meet everyone, see what we were going to push through our agenda. Got to work well with all my colleagues in the chamber, in and across the aisle, and was able to pass 11 bills this session and a ton of appropriation bills.
One of those bills included $50 million to go toward water projects in Corpus Christi.
We are coming to a water cliff here at the end of next year where we'll enter the next stage of drought, where we're going to have to pull back from our economy on our water usage of our large industrial users, and that is not okay. We need to make sure we secure water now and do whatever it takes and partner with whoever we need to partner with to get it done. All eyes on City Council right now, and I'm willing to help in any way, shape, or form.
Representative Hunter spoke about the upcoming session in Austin and his expectations that TWIA will not raise rates during the new filing period.
We just passed the comprehensive TWIA bill. We have remodeled TWIA. We have fixed the rates. We have fixed the funding. There is no basis for a rate hike. The Coastal Bend, the 14 counties, they deserve a fixed TWIA, and they don't deserve any more rate hikes.
State Senator Adam Hinojosa spoke on topics from border security to education and school choice. One item highlighted was the passed Senate Bill 1169 ahead of the Texas special session, where flood infrastructure is expected to be a main focus.
There is a severe flooding problem in a lot of areas. We have our issues in Cameron, not as bad as what we just saw up in the Hill Country, and our thoughts and prayers are still with those individuals. But in the Rio Grande Valley flooding, there's parts here, Oasis of flood. We were able to pass a bill to authorize a public utility agency. It's another tool in the toolbox that can be used with collaborative effort. And that's what we're really looking forward to on the state level. Some of these bigger items like water, like drainage and flooding issues, those are things that are very hard for individual municipalities to tackle on their own. We acknowledge that from the state, and this legislation that I was able to get through just gives them another tool in the toolbox to capitalize on economies of scale.
Finally, U.S. Congressman Michael Cloud spoke about the recent passing of the Big Beautiful Bill. He spoke on Medicaid and the upcoming changes from the bill. When asked about the changes, this was his response.
The changes that are being made, no one's talking about taking it away from the people that the program was designed for. What we're doing is fixing the massive expansion, the waste, fraud, and abuse that have been in it. Some of it's just the record keeping and making sure that these people are actually still supposed to be getting the aid or they deserve. And so this helps preserve it for the right people, if anything. And when people find out actually what they've been paying for, people who go to work every day, they understand some sort of a safety net for the people who really need it. But this program has been massively expanded beyond that. And so fixing it is the right thing to do.
As for what's ahead, these were his thoughts.
We're still $37 trillion in debt. This bill doesn't fix that. It helps turn a corner on that, but there's still so much more we need to do to make this to put our country in a fiscal standpoint where we continue to pass on the blessings of liberty to our kids and our grandkids. And so a lot of that is to continue the work we were doing with DOJ to find that waste, fraud, and abuse, to find more efficient ways of doing things, really getting our bureaucracy back to the focused, streamlined purposes that these agencies were designed for. There's been a lot of mission creep over the last few decades. That's been a bipartisan issue, but thankfully we have someone in there who's looking at that, and we're working with them to make the changes that need to happen.
For KEDT News, I'm Spencer Cheehawk.
If you would like to contact any of these conservative officials, you can contact Representative Hunter at 512-463-0672, Representative Villalobos at 512-463-0462, Senator Hinojosa at 512-463-0127, and Congressman Cloud at 202-225-7742. Hillcrest and Washington Coles neighborhood residents will learn more about rezoning requests and a street closure ordinance in their area. The press conference is happening at Brooks AME Worship Center at 2101 Northport Avenue. Two controversial zoning cases in the neighborhoods involve a proposal by the Port of Corpus Christi to rezone several sections of land from residential and commercial to industrial uses. Corpus Christi City Council will conduct City Hall hearings tomorrow and vote during the July 22nd meeting. KEDT's Emily Salazar will have more coverage for you later this week. The Bishop Police Department announced yesterday that Captain Tony Macias passed away following a battle with cancer. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer on Thanksgiving Day last year. Captain Macias served in law enforcement for nearly 15 years, dedicating the last 5 of his career to the Bishop Police Department. A water boil notice in Victoria, first issued last week, is on track to be rescinded on the timeline created by city officials. The city says staff is making steady progress in replacing older water with water containing a higher concentration of chlorine disinfectant. Staff will continue to collect and test water samples for chlorine levels until the system stabilizes. Once levels are stable, the city will test for bacteria later today. In a press release, the city said if chlorine levels do not rebound quickly, the notice may remain in effect through midweek. Best case to lift the notice would be tomorrow, worst case by Wednesday. Recovery efforts in Kerrville are ongoing more than a week after floods along the Guadalupe River devastated the Texas Hill Country community, and that's brought a lot of volunteers to the area. KERA's James Hartley reports more on the unique ways some Texans are pitching in to help.
Jennifer Stewart packed up a car Thursday and drove 5 hours from her North Dallas suburb to Kerrville with a massage table. As she gave massages to rescue workers outside the local VFW, she heard about the things they've seen. One man said he helped pull a body from beneath sediment and debris. Stewart's emotions caught up with her when it was time to pack up Friday.
Just imagining and hearing stories today of the bodies and the animals and the belongings of people that they will never see again, and it's just heartbreaking. It is.
She says there are more ways to lend a hand in Kerrville than most people realize and hopes folks will look for ways to share their skills. I'm James Hartley in Kerrville.
Construction of the long-awaited railroad overpass on State Highway 185 in Bloomington is still several years away, according to the Texas Department of Transportation. TxDOT officials said the project likely won't begin until early to mid-2028 and could take up to 2 years to complete. One major factor contributing to the delay is the need to realign the right-of-way and relocate the nearby FM 616 intersection to make room for the new overpass. The project aims to improve traffic safety and reduce delays caused by frequent train crossings at the site. If you shop at the H-E-B Plus on South Staples, road construction might affect your next trip to the grocery store. Street reconstruction work on Huntwick Avenue begins today. The work will completely reconstruct the existing roadway with new concrete pavement, curbs, gutters, and sidewalks. The project includes ADA-compliant curb ramps, plus related signage and pavement markings. Related utility and drainage improvements are also included. The over $950,000 project is funded through Type B street funds. The work will improve the roadway and traffic flow. Estimated completion date is in November. Meanwhile, road work will close Poth Lane between Upriver Road and Interstate 37 beginning today. This is part of ongoing improvements to water lines along this area and on Nueces Bay Boulevard. Poth Lane will be closed through October. Congressman Henry Cuellar held a press conference on Saturday urging the extension of the tomato suspension agreement. Texas Public Radio's Jerry Clayton has more.
When the agreement ends on July 15th, it will trigger an additional 17% tariff on tomatoes from Mexico. Cuellar says ending the agreement will lead to not only a sharp increase in tomato prices, but also job losses for businesses and larger economic damage to industries. A bill recently passed by the Texas legislature is asking the U.S. Department of Commerce to extend the agreement for 90 days.
Basically, asking and urging the Department of Commerce, the Secretary, to look at this agreement. So both legislators from Austin and from the state of Texas, we've been pushing for this agreement. We cannot walk away from this.
It's estimated the new tariff could result in over $4.5 billion in economic losses in Texas. On Saturday morning, the Trump administration threatened an additional 30% tariff on Mexico and the EU. I'm Jerry Clayton in San Antonio.
Through the end of this month, Corpus Christi Animal Care Services is waiving all cats and dogs adoption fees during their Summerfest adoption special. Every pet available for adoption at CCACS has up-to-date vaccinations, is microchipped, and will be spayed or neutered, ensuring your new friend is healthy and ready for their forever home. You can visit the shelter at 2626 Holly Road Monday through Saturday from 1 to 5:30 p.m. To view available pets and learn more about the adoption process, visit the Animal Care Services website at corpuschristitx.gov/department directory/animal care services/adopt. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.